I don't see this issue as going away. I don't see it being resolved short of something positive happening. I would propose that we begin looking at an ordinance at this time. And I know that there's a number of cases that we would like to see solved or completed so that we have a better idea of what's going to fly and what's not. But I think we could put a draft or a preliminary, put the preliminary steps forward. So I would recommend that we do that.
Ms. Rose?
Well, first of all, I wanted to thank Mr. Boyd. Your passion is very evident in your cause, and I appreciate that very much. And I think that Mr. Boyd's exactly right. The medical marijuana and the recreational use, which, I mean, does anybody really think that's going to pass? I mean, honestly, I can't imagine. Well, maybe. It's all Northern California together. I don't know, but. In any case, I doubt very seriously that's going to pass. But in any case, I think right now there's too many balls in the air, and I mean I would respectfully disagree with Mr. King in that I think it's right now it's too premature to bring forward a draft. I think we really need to see where some of these things fall out with the county and the city. And the other cases that are out there, you know, we're just a little city. I don't think we necessarily need to take the lead in this, you know, in this endeavor. There's a lot of other organizations that are working on it. So that's all. I would just maybe hold off a little bit on a draft. But I would agree on the extension, and I'm glad that you did bring up the point that we can act at any time. We're not precluded from that. So, that would just be my comments.
Well, you know, I kind of think that what the city attorney is looking for is a little direction here, and I see Mr. King's point, and I understand Mr. Boyd's frustration here, but I think you hit right on it, Ms. Rose. We're a smaller city, and I think if we go back to our original direction when Mr. Lowe was still here, that, you know, we wanted to have, if we were going to have to go down that path with a regulation, we wanted to have one that was the right one, not one of these, such as what the city of LA is up in arms over, and all these people are in trouble are. We want to have something that we can work with, and perhaps waiting to see some of these larger entities come up with something that actually not only is the ACLU, but everybody can buy into and it works, versus us experimenting with ones that then get challenged and we have to go back and forth on. I don't think we need to rush into that part of it, and I'd rather us wait and see how, you know, I'd rather somebody else invent the wheel on this one. I mean, and we wanted to have the best one. We didn't want to have one that we kept going back and saying that, you know, this guy challenges us here and we do all those things. And I know that you're frustrated on that thing, Mr. Boyd, but
people are dying.
It's a tough one to get ourselves stuck in the middle of at this moment. But I think that the keeping updated on where we can go on this, I think if we have to go forward with a further moratorium at that time, we should have some ideas of what looks like it might be working or getting ready to work, so that we can use those as examples if we have to go forward with this. And I think that, you know, I understand Ms. King's thing, but I'm not sure if we want to reinvent the wheel on this one, when there's some other larger entities that can put together a better plan at this moment on how to do it. Because it is, whether it be land use like the city of San Diego or some other means, I'd like to see somebody else kind of put their foot in that water first.
Well, maybe we could have an update.
People are dying because they can't get marijuana easily. If they have caregivers.
Come August, and at that point to readdress this.
May I make one suggestion? I had proposed to bring the extension of the moratorium in June, the first meeting in June. So what I would do along with that item to extend would be give you a report of what's occurred, because I think the draft ordinance, at least before the county, is supposed to occur in May. I believe the city of San Diego's is coming. So we'll give you an update in June at the time when the council can consider taking action on extending it.
Would it be better to wait and a little bit further into maybe July because of that? I know that you would think,
Right.
but only because there might be more happen by then.
Right,
It would make it easier for us to look, because we're not in a rush to do it before August,
right.
so.
And one other thing, every time a medical marijuana article is out there, the city staff is forwarding those on to the council. So council's getting continuous updates on medical marijuana issues that are going on, and that are being reported in newspaper articles too, so. But we can do that.
I mean, I just wanted to say there are all sorts of pros and cons, you know, for legalization for recreational use, which doesn't apply for the medical marijuana thing, but I understand that in Humboldt County, they're going mad trying to stop the legalization. Yeah, I read a report last week about that. It's going to cut into their profits, and I see it as a great, if we do it, if it does become law, I see it as a great tax revenue machine for us, after all. But, I mean, that's being cynical. But I mean, it is pitiful that people are dying because they can't get marijuana easily. If they have caregivers, those people are supposed to be able to go pick it up for them. So that is what I understood. So,
Okay. Mr. King, yes. Did you have some more, Ms. McCoy? I'm sorry.
no, that's it.
Mr. King?
Oh, yeah, just one last comment. I do recall our prior conversations regarding let's let some other people, if there's pitfalls and legal challenges, let them really carry the water on those, because that could be a very substantial burden on this small city. And not to sound callous, Mr. Boyd, but people are dying, but they aren't dying from lack of having medical marijuana. It would help them in the process of mitigating their pain and other things, but they aren't dying from it. So I just wanted to comment that not having it isn't going to stop people from dying.
You said those batteries keep stacking?
Well, caregivers can pick this up too.
Is that enough direction, Mr. Brown, then? Okay, because I don't see any actual here, so we'll wait for you to bring back the next step. And we're not in a
It'll
hurry.
be
In July.
the interim extension will be done in July as well as an update.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to item 6.6. We're moving forward with more soccer.
We're asking for authorization to go ahead with the